CIET NCERT presents AudioBook Exploring Society, India and Beyond. Textbook of Social Science for Grade 7.
Chapter 7, page number 145. The name of the chapter is The Gupta Era, an Age of Tireless Creativity. Here is an excerpt written by Kalidasa in his epic Sanskrit poem Raghuvansham. Neither force nor mere diplomacy can eliminate evil, nor is righteousness upheld by flattery alone. It is wisdom and knowledge that truly strengthen a kingdom, not indulges in luxuries. There is a figure given, 7.1, which manifests landscape of Ajanta caves dating from the 2nd century BCE to about 480 CE. In this chapter, there will be many big questions answered in this chapter. Question 1. Who were the Guptas? Why is the Gupta period sometimes called the classical age in Indian history? Second, what was happening in the rest of the subcontinent at this time? Third, who were some great figures of this period and why do their stories matter today? On the right bottom side of the page, there is a QR code given. Scanning the code will take you to the additional resources about this chapter. Page 146, figure 7.2. There is a map given which is revealing the expanse of the empires and kingdoms during the period of 3rd to 6th century BC. This map shows the Gupta Empire was the most powerful and flourished from the 3rd to the 6th century BC, with its capital at Patliputra, which is present-day Patna. It also shows the Vakatakas ruled in the central part of the subcontinent with their capital at Nandivardhana, near present-day Nagpur. Another empire which was flourishing towards the southeast coast of Indian subcontinent was the Pallava kingdom. With their capital at Kanchipuram, the Pallavas rose to the power after the Satavahana dynasty and ruled till the latter half of the 9th century CE. Another kingdom was Kamarupa kingdom, which was flourishing in the northeast part of India. This was an important power that ruled in parts of modern-day Assam. On the same page, there is a conversation given between Dhruv and Bhavisha. Dhruv and Bhavisha had just returned from their journey to the Pandya kingdom. They had seen the splendid markets, taken a short trip on a ship, and met some Roman traders buying pearls. Now they were itching to use Itihasa again and jump a few centuries. What would that be like? They wondered. Will the cities be the same? What about the people and society? Would they have changed? What kind of governance would they have? Would there be new literature, new art? They could not wait to find out and were soon whisked away to page 147. Bhavisha, my head is spinning. There are so many kingdoms and empires. How am I ever going to remember all of this? Dhruv replies, do not worry, Bhavisha. Let us understand what is happening and we'll remember it. Bhavisha responds, is there anything in this period that we can see back home? Dhruv replies, let us use a time machine and find out. Bhavisha activates Itihasa and they jump to Mehroli in Delhi, where the famous iron pillar of Delhi stands. They overhear a tour guide nearby who is explaining the significance of this pillar. On this page, there is a picture of the iron pillar, which is in Mehroli, Delhi. Now, tour guide is explaining about this iron pillar. The tour guide. This iron pillar of Delhi is over 1,600 years old and still stands tall without rusting. It is a testament to the advanced metallurgical skills of ancient India. Bhavisha says, 1,600 years old and not rusting. Let us go and see it. Bhavisha, look, is this the famous iron pillar? Dhruv, oh wow, there is something written on it. but I cannot read it. Bhavishya. I wonder who made this and why. Let's hear what the guide uncle has to say about this. Page number 148. The tour guide. 6-ton pillar was erected during the reign of Chandragupta II, a ruler of the Gupta dynasty. It was probably erected first in the front of Udayagiri caves, that is in Madhya Pradesh, and brought to Delhi a few centuries later. It was decided to Vishnu, and its inscriptions celebrate the king's achievements. Both together, they say. That is so fascinating. We would love to learn more about this king and his empire. Let us begin this exciting journey into the history of the Gupta Empire. Don't miss out. Picture leaving a bicycle out in the rain for just 1 year. It would soon show signs of rust. Yet this ancient pillar, standing under the open sky for centuries, remains unaltered. Scientists have tried to uncover its secret, and they believe it is because a unique thin layer, created by the special iron used, and oxygen from the air, forms on the surface of the iron, protecting it from corrosion. A new power emerges. By the 3rd century CE, the Kushana Empire, which spread over the north and northwest of the subcontinent, started to weaken. New kingdoms emerged, setting the stage for a fresh period of consolidation, and the new actor on this stage was the Gupta dynasty. There are various theories on the origin of the Guptas. However, it is widely believed that they emerged in a region near present-day Uttar Pradesh as regional rulers. Over time, they rose to prominence and established a powerful empire. The Gupta period is considered remarkable in Indian history and is marked by significant developments in many areas. The fields of art, architecture, literature, and science flourished particularly during the period of Chandragupta II, and that legacy continues even today. Page 149. The inscription on the iron pillar in Delhi speaks of a king named Chandra, who has been identified with Chandragupta II, not to be confused with Chandragupta Maurya from the Maurya dynasty, whom we met earlier. Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya, was one of the renowned rulers of the Gupta dynasty. He was a devotee of Vishnu, and his mount Vahana, Garuna, often appears on many inscriptions. There's a box, don't miss out. It says, have you noticed the 2 in Chandragupta II's name? Historians added this number because there was another Chandragupta before him, his grandfather. This tradition of naming the first son after his grandfather is followed by some Indian families even today. Chandragupta I, as he is referred to, played a crucial role in the early expansion of the Gupta Empire. He is remembered for his coins and strategic alliances, which helped him consolidate his power and lay the foundation for a strong empire. On the middle of the page, there's a figure given of a gold coin, figure 7.4. Gold coin featuring King Chandragupta I with his queen Kumaradevi on one side, and on the reverse side of the coin, a seated goddess identified as Lakshmi. The warrior king, the Prayaga Prashastri, a pillar inscription in Prayagraj, praises the achievements of Samudragupta, Chandragupta II's father. According to the author of the inscription, the court poet Harisena, the king's ambition was to be Dharani Bandha, or to unify the earth. To this end, he fought many wars, defeating, page number 150, kings taking over their kingdoms and expanding their empire. Many defeated kings were reinstated and offered tribute to Samudragupta, while others, fearing his might, submitted without protest. On the left top corner of this page, there's a figure given, figure 7.5, which features an inscription by Harisena. Harisena also wrote about how the kingdom supported art, learning, and trade, making his kingdom rich and successful. Samudragupta himself is portrayed as a veena player in one of the coins he minted.
Think about it.
There's a box information given in the center of the page. Why do you think kings choose to proclaim their achievements in the form of inscriptions? And this figure 7.6 features a seated Samudragupta playing the veena. On the reverse side, Goddess Lakshmi. There's a box information given. Let's remember, ambitious kings sometimes performed the Ashwamedha Yajna to build mighty empires and leave a legacy for the future. Such a significant event was commemorated by minting special coins like the one given in figure 7.7. Page 151. Figure 7.7, which is given on the top of the page. This coin depicts the sacrificial horse of the Ashwamedha Yajna. The reverse depicts the queen holding a chauri, that is, a fly whisk. Some literary sources give us descriptive information about the rulers, kingdoms, and the people. The Vishnu Purana, for instance, specifies the key regions of the empire. The Gupta dynasty will rule over Anuganga, the middle Gangetic basin, Prayaga, present-day Prayagraj, Saketa, that is Ayodhya, and Magadha, that is approximately Bihar, and all the surrounding regions. But at its peak, the Gupta Empire covered a larger area than this. Most of the present-day North and West India, along with parts of Central and East India. There's a box information given. Let us explore. In the grade 6 chapter, Timeline and Sources of History, we listed multiple sources that help us understand the past. Compile a list of sources we have referred to so far in the chapter. What did we learn from each source? Imagine what it would have entailed to move a whole army of soldiers, elephants, horses, cooks, and other support staff, as well as the supplies to feed them all. Clearly, the tributary kings must have been asked to provide for these. The box information. Let us explore. Take a political map of India and locate the present-day states and union territories where the Guptas ruled, which is given in figure 7.8. Identify these states on the map. Then compare your findings with your friends to see if everyone got the same number or discovered something different. Page 152. On this page, there is a map given which depicts the Gupta Empire's extent. Figure 7.8. The Gupta Empire's extent. Note that the Vakatakas were the allies of the Guptas. The Guptas claimed to have conquered parts of the east coast down to the Pallavas, whom they may have briefly subdued. Page 153. A traveller's account of Indian society in the Gupta age. Chinese traveller Fa Xian, pronounced as Fa Xian, visited India in the early 5th century CE. He set out on this long and difficult pilgrimage to visit sacred Buddhist sites, learn from renowned Indian scholars, and collect manuscripts of Buddhist texts so he could take them back to China. Fa Xian travelled extensively across India, observing her culture, governance, and society, and recorded his experiences and observations for the people of his homeland, and for us too, since his travelogue has survived to this day. The box information is given here. Below is an excerpt from his travelogue where he records his observations of the society of the Gupta era. The people are numerous and happy. They have no need to register households or attend to officials. Those who farm royal land pay a portion of their grain. The king's guards and attendants have salaries. The cities are the greatest in the Middle Kingdom, that is, the Gangetic Plains, and the inhabitants are rich, prosperous, and practice kindness and righteousness. Heads of Vaishya families, that is, merchants or traders, establish houses for charity and medicines. The poor, the orphans, and the sick are cared for. Doctors provide treatment, and the needy receive food and medicines. The city has many wealthy Vaishya elders and foreign merchants with beautiful homes. The lanes are kept in good order. A record of Buddhistic kingdom, AD 399 to 414, which was translated by J. Legge. Let us explore. Read the excerpt from Fashian given above and identify the key features of the society he describes. Write down your observations and compare your notes with your friends. You might be surprised to see how differently others interpret the same text. Page 154. Excerpts from historian accounts like Fashian's are valuable sources, but they reflect only the writer's perspective and focus at one point in time and for a limited portion of the society they describe. Let us not, however, forget that elsewhere in his travelogue, Fashian also describes the harsh treatment of the Chandalas, who were regarded as outcasts and lived outside the city limits. The definition of outcasts is given in the left column of this page. Outcasts: someone who has been rejected from a social or cultural group, in this case, a category of people considered socially too low to be part of the Varna system. Just as you may have perceived the excerpt from Fashian's travelogue differently from your friends, a group of historians may examine the same source and draw varied interpretations from it. Historians then look at more sources to corroborate their understanding. This reminds us of the need to assess multiple sources, perspectives, and interpretations before drawing conclusions. Glimpse of the Gupta Empire: governance and administration. Let us observe the map in Figure 7.8. You will notice that many kingdoms coexisted during the same period. Some of them may have been at war with each other in their ambition to expand their control. Recall what we saw earlier about Kautilya's ideas on ruling a kingdom. He advised rulers to form alliances, that is, Mitra, as one of the components of the Saptanga. The box information is given here: new kings, new titles. Inscriptions and coins provide valuable insights into the titles adopted by the Gupta rulers, such as Maharajadhiraja, Samrat, and Chakravartin. These titles reflected their claim to supreme authority and emphasized their superiority over earlier rulers who used simpler titles like Rajan and Maharaja. The Gupta rulers used various strategies, including military conquests, diplomacy, and alliances to expand and consolidate their vast empire. The last method included matrimonial alliances. A well-known example is that of Prabhavati Gupta. Page 155. Daughter of Chandragupta II, who was married to a prince of the Vakataka kingdom, the Gupta's neighbors to the south. Tragically, the Vakataka prince died early, making her the regent ruler of the kingdom. The definition of regent ruler is given in the right side column of this page. Regent ruler: a regent temporarily governs a kingdom for a monarch unable to do so until they can. During her reign, she ensured that the ties between the Vakatakas and the Guptas remained strong. One of her inscriptions describes her as a mother of two kings, referring to her two sons who ascended the Vakataka throne. As a devotee of Vishnu, like her father, Prabhavati is also associated with the construction of 7 temples dedicated to this god and his avatars. Some of these temples are in Ramagiri, that is Ramtek Hill, in the present-day Maharashtra. Middle of this page, there are 2 pictures given. Figure 7.9. The Kevala Nrsimha temple dedicated to Nrsimha, one of the avatars of Vishnu. According to some historians, this temple was constructed by Prabhavati Gupta's daughter in her memory. Towards the bottom of this page, there is a pictorial information given in the box. Let us explore. Observe the painting of Prabhavati Gupta sitting in her court. Figure 7.10, an artist reimagination of Prabhavati Gupta sitting in her courtroom. And the description of this picture is given in the box information. Let us explore. Observe the painting of Prabhavati Gupta sitting in her court. Take note of the details, her attire, posture, the people around her, and the setting of the court. What do these elements tell you about her life, role, and the time she lived in? Discuss your observations in groups and share your insights with the class. Page 156. The Gupta Empire had a well-organized system of administration. Instead of controlling everything from a central authority, they divided the empire into provinces and granted land to local rulers, priests, and chieftains. These land grants were carefully inscribed on copper plates to keep accurate records, many of which have been discovered by archaeologists in recent times. The system helped ensure proper tax collection and allowed the Gupta rulers to govern efficiently while still giving local leaders some control over their regions. The thriving trade. The primary source of revenue of the Guptas was land tax. Other sources included fines, taxes on mines, irrigation, trade, and crafts. The revenue was used for administration, maintaining the army, building temples and infrastructure, and supporting scholars and artists. As we see once again, for such an empire to sustain itself, it had to promote a vibrant internal and external trade. In the Gupta era, India traded with the Mediterranean world, Southeast Asia, and China, exporting textiles, spices, ivory, and gemstones. The Indian Ocean Trade Network connected Indian ports to distant markets. One significant stop on the way of the Mediterranean markets was Socotra Island, strategically located in the Arabian Sea. Archaeological evidence such as pottery, inscriptions in the Brahmi script, and designs such as Buddhist stupa has established the presence of Indian traders there over several centuries, apart from traders from Egypt, Arabia, Rome, and Greece. This small island carries evidence of the rich cultural exchanges that trade promoted in the Indian Ocean. New ideas and wonders. The classical age. As we saw, Gupta rulers were devout followers of Vishnu. This is often reflected in their coins and inscriptions. However, they also supported other traditions and schools of thought. They patronized Buddhist institutions, including the renowned Nalanda University and several other Buddhist viharas, that is, monasteries. Their approach was inclusive and open. We will explore these institutions further in higher grades. Page 157. There is a picture given featuring the remains of Nalanda University. This is figure 7.11. Indeed, the prolonged period of peace and stability during the Gupta period promoted notable achievements in various fields, leading some historians to label this period with classical age of India. It was also the time when knowledge from previous eras was consolidated and compiled into numerous texts. Sanskrit literature flourished, with Kalidasa's work and many major Puranas. Aryabhat and Varamhira recorded major achievements in mathematics and astronomy, while medical texts compiled and refined medical theories and practices. Metallurgy also progressed, as we saw with the rust-resistant iron pillar. This stability strengthened the economy, allowing the state to support scholar artists and scientists, leading to cultural and intellectual growth. Chandragupta too kept himself surrounded by many learned men, poets and artists, and his patronage of such diverse talent enriched his court greatly. Let us take a look at some of the remarkable figures of this period. Towards the right bottom of this page, a figure is given, figure 7.1. Features Chandragupta II goes to war, an artist's imagination from the 1920s. Page 158. On this page, there is a scroll given with a picture as figure 7.13. Let us unveil what is written in this scroll. Aryabhatta, he lived in Kusumapura, nearest present-day Patna, a famous center of learning, around 500 CE, and authored a short treatise of mathematics and astronomy called Aryabhatiya. He gave formulas to calculate the motions of the sun, the moon, and the planets, and proposed that the earth spins on its axis, which explains the alternation of day and night. He gave the length of the year as 365 days, 6 hours, 12 minutes, and 30 seconds, just a few minutes off from the modern value, that is 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45 seconds. Aryabhatta also provided a fair estimate of the size of the earth and a correct explanation for solar and lunar eclipses. His work became the foundation for further scientific advances in India and beyond. In mathematics, Aryabhatta described a number of techniques of calculation and equation solving, some of which you learn at school without knowing that they were first formulated 1500 years ago. Varamhira. He was a mathematician, astronomer, and astrologer from the same period. He lived in Ujjaini, a city famous for its tradition of learning and scholarship. His encyclopedic work, Brihat Samhita, covered a wide range of subjects from astronomy and astrology to weather forecasting, architecture, town planning, and even farming. His ability to observe the world, apply logical reasoning, and combine it with traditional knowledge made him a pioneer of science. There is a picture given, figure 7.13, where Aryabhatta is teaching about the planets and space to a student. Page 159. There's a box information given. Let us explore. Let's join Bhavisha and Dhruv with their time machine in the time of the Guptas. You are getting an opportunity to meet Aryabhatta and Varamhira. What would you ask them? Divide the class into 2 groups and create a series of questions for an interview with them. There is a depiction of a scene from Meghadutam, figure 7.14, the Yaksha's message to the clouds, a scene from Meghadutam. Kalidasa. Little is known about Kalidasa's life. Legends suggest that he was once ridiculed by others, which motivated him to work hard and transform his life. And he is renowned for his contributions to Sanskrit literature and exquisitely refined poetry. One of his celebrated compositions is Meghadutam, or the Cloud Messenger. It tells the story of Yaksha, minor deity, who, after being banished from his home by his master, sends a message to his beloved through a passing cloud. Apart from the many emotions of love, the poem describes in great detail the landscapes and weather of North India on its journey to the beloved. Page 160. The page starts with the box information. Don't miss out. Did you know that Ayurveda got codified during the Gupta period? This Indian traditional system of medicine has much older roots going back several centuries BCE. The definition for the word codified is given in the left column of this page, and it reads, arranged or written in an organized and systematic way. Texts like the Charak Samhita and Shushrita Samhita, which laid the foundation for Ayurvedic practices still in use today, were compiled and given their final shape during the Gupta period. They deal with a wide range of topics and cataloging and diagnosing of diseases, their treatments, the importance of diet in maintaining good health, the preparation of medicines, the surgical techniques advanced for their time. Importantly, Ayurveda emphasizes holistic healing and a deep connection between the mind, body, and nature. The quest for beauty. The Gupta rulers created a supportive environment where creativity and craftsmanship thrived. Some of the iconic works of history were produced during this time. Many key centers of art emerged during these times, including Sarnath near Varanasi in present-day Uttar Pradesh, known for its exquisite sculptures of the Buddha, and the awe-inspiring Ajanta caves in the present-day Maharashtra. The rock-cut caves and detailed carvings of deities at Udayagiri, Madhya Pradesh, are another example of this abundant artistic production. Gupta art, as it is sometimes called, set high standards of aesthetics and beauty that left a lasting impact. Figure 7.15 to 7.18 describes it the best. The box information. Let's explore. Take a close look at the samples of Gupta sculptures. Given are a few samples of Gupta sculptures in figure 7.15.1 and 7.15.2. By observing at the attributes, can you guess which deities are depicted here? Write your observations in the space provided and share your thoughts during the class discussion. Page 161. The decline of the Guptas. By the 6th century CE, the Gupta Empire began showing signs of decline as the later rulers faced challenges from external invasions. The fierce Huna tribe from Central Asia repeatedly attacked the empire, weakening its control over North India. At the same time, the rise of powerful regional rulers led to internal conflicts. However, was this truly the end or the beginning of a period that marked a turning point in Indian history? We will explore this question in the next part of this book. Meanwhile, in the south and northeast, if we examine the map in figure 7.8, while the Guptas ruled in the north, the Pallavas emerged as a powerful dynasty in the south, gradually consolidating their power in parts of present-day Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh. Their origins are not clearly known, but they appear to have been a tributary power under the Satavahanas, whom we encountered in the previous chapter, and to have gained power as the Satavahanas declined. The Pallavas were also great patrons of art and architecture. Most of them were devotees of Shiva and are credited with constructing magnificent temples and rock-cut caves, some of which we will visit when we explore classical Indian architecture. The capital of the Pallavas, Kanchipuram, in present-day Tamil Nadu, often known as the city of 1,000 temples, developed as one of the major centers of learning in the south. The establishment of Ghatikas, centers of learning that emerged during the reign of Satavahanas, fostered an environment for education and intellectual growth. In the northeastern region, the Kamarupa kingdom, ruled by the Varman dynasty, extended over the Brahmaputra valley, broadly present-day Assam, and northern parts of present-day Bengal and Bangladesh. An ancient name for the Brahmaputra valley of Assam is Pragjyotisha. mentioned in the Ramayana and Mahabharata. The latter text mentions Bhagadatta, king of page 162. There are a set of pictures presenting the various aspects of Gupta art. Figure 7.15.1 to 7.15.3. In the third image, these terracotta sculptures from the Gupta period, Ahikshetra, Western Uttar Pradesh, depict India's sacred rivers Ganga and Yamuna. Their vahanas distinguish them. Ganga stands on a makara, a mythical creature akin to a crocodile, while Yamuna stands on a tortoise. Water flows over their head, and the pot is another reminder of the manifestation as rivers. There are two more pictures given on this page. Figure 7.16. Figure 7.16. The picture on the left is of Deoghar, which is in Uttar Pradesh. On the right, there is a picture of Vishnu on Sheshnag from Dashavatra temple. Page 163. On this page, we have a set of many pictures. Figure 7.17 comprises of two pictures. The description of the pictures is as follows. The renowned Ajanta caves were carved out during this period with the support of the Guptas and Vakatakas. On the left side, an elaborate cave replicating a temple with a central stupa from which a seated Buddha emerges. Note the arched roof imitating wooden beams. And on the right side, there is a painting of Bodhisattva Padmapani. To the bottom of this page, there are three more pictures. Figure 7.18.1 to 7.18.3. Udaygiri caves and a Gupta-era temple near Sanchi are both located in Madhya Pradesh. Arjuna and Karna in battle, a sculpted depiction from the Mahabharata. Page 164. There is a figure given, figure 7.19. It is a timeline which is explaining the chronology of the Pallavas, Guptas, Kamarupa, and Vakatakas. There is also a chronological description of the reign of Samudragupta, Chandragupta II, Prabhavati Gupta, Kalidasa, Aryabhatta, and Varamhira. Pragjyotisha, modern-day Assam, is fighting on the side of the Kauravas in the Great War, and some historical rulers claimed him among their ancestors. Be that as it may, the Kamarupa kingdom was a prominent cultural and political center. Temples and monasteries flourished as hubs of learning. Both the Pallavas and Kamarupa were mentioned in the Prayag Prashasti we saw earlier. During his southern campaigns, Samudragupta defeated a Pallava ruler but did not take over the region. Instead, he led the local kings, including the Pallavas, page 165, keep their thrones as long as they accepted his rule and paid tribute. This helped maintain peaceful relations. Under similar conditions, in the northeast, Samudragupta defeated the ruler of Kamarupa but did not take a direct control. By now, we have seen this pattern recur quite a few times. The Gupta period was a time of remarkable progress. Its influence stretched far beyond the empire, shaping art, science, literature, and governance for centuries. Advances in mathematics, astronomy, medicines, and metallurgy, among other fields, laid the foundation for future scientific and technological growth, while beautiful temples and Sanskrit literature continue to inspire today. The Guptas created a stable and prosperous society, setting a model for future rulers. Their legacy is still alive in India's culture, traditions, and way of life, marking this era as one of the high points in Indian history. Before we move on, let us revise what we have read just now. First, the Gupta kings consolidated their power through military campaigns, land grants, and matrimonial alliances to ensure stability in the empire. Second, the period saw remarkable contributions in the fields of art, literature, science, and mathematics. Third, other than the Guptas, dynasties like Vakatakas, Pallavas, and Varmans ruled in their respective regions, making this period full of culture and intellectual vibrancy. Questions and activities. 1. Imagine you receive a letter from someone living in the Gupta Empire. The letter starts like this. Greetings from Patliputra. Life here is vibrant and full of excitement. Just yesterday I witnessed. Complete the letter with a short paragraph, 250 to 300 words, describing life in the Gupta Empire. Page 166. 2. Which Gupta ruler was also known as the Vikramaditya? 3. Periods of peace support the development of various aspects of socio-cultural life, literature, and the development of science and technology. Examine this statement in the light of the Gupta Empire. 4. Recreate a scene from a Gupta ruler's court. Write a short script. Assign roles like the king, ministers, and scholars. And enact a role play to bring the Gupta era to life. 5. Match the two columns. Column A. 1. Kanjipuram. 2. Ujjaini. 3. Udaygiri. 4. Ajanta. 5. Patliputra. Column B. A. Known for vibrant cave paintings that depict the Jatak tales. B. Famous for rock-cut caves featuring intricate carvings of Hindu deities, especially Vishnu. C. Capital of the Guptas. D. Known as a city of 1,000 temples. E. A prominent center of learning in ancient India. There are two columns, column A and column B. Match the correct pair. 6. Who were the Pallavas and where did they rule? 7. Organize an exploration trip with your teachers to a nearby historical site, museum, or heritage building. After the trip, write a detailed report describing your experience. Include key observations about the site's historical significance, the architecture, artifacts, and any interesting facts that you learned during the visit. Reflect on how the trip enhanced your understanding of history. Chapter 7 ends here.
Exploring Society, India and Beyond. You were just listening to this audiobook. Textbook of Social Science for Grade 7. Narration Shiva Mal. Sound recordist Virendra Rawat. Production assistant Surendra Kumar. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook was brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.